So I heard a lot of people say that creatine is not a miracle supplement, but based on my experience after taking it, let's just say I think it is. With one side effect that happened to me which made me consider not taking it forever. So about, I would say, 5 months ago, I started taking fitness seriously again. New Year resolution, you know. I heard of creatine a long time ago from a friend, but my mindset at that time thought it was cheating because it will make my progress faster. It sounds dumb, I know, but I wasn't the brightest kid at the time. But now I don't know what happened, but creatine just got so popular and I keep getting recommended videos about it, and the benefit of it just sound absolutely insane. So now that I am a slightly brighter kid than I was last time, I immediately bought it. The one I got is just the regular creatine monohydrate and there is no special ingredients inside. I also did not do any loading phase, which I heard it isn't necessary at all, and I took about 3 grams per day because I'm quite light. But full transparency though, in the first 2 weeks, I don't know how I measure it, don't ask me, but I was only taking 1 gram per day. Don't ask me how. I also did miss 2 out of 100 days, but I don't think that should matter at all. But anyways, here is my progress ever since I took creatine. So you can see this is how my back looks like on day 1. It's not super fat or it's not super thin. It's just about average because I am quite mindful of what I eat and I am quite active. There is a little bit of muscle imbalance on the left side because I do play a racket sport called badminton and I am left-handed, which is why my left side looks a little bigger than my right. And in terms of my incline bench press, which is sadly the only video that I took in the past, I was able to do 12.5 kg, which is around 27 pounds on each side if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, man. 50 hamburgers. There you go. And in terms of my body metrics, I was at 64.3 kg, 30 kg muscle mass and 17.5% body fat. Obviously, it's not going to be super accurate because it is just a random machine, but it's good enough for me to track my progress. I also use my very own habit tracker called UltiHabit to track my 100 days of creatine intake so you know it's legit. You can get it to check it out in the description below. And now after 100 days, this is how my back looked like. Honestly, when I first looked at it, I could not believe my eyes. Like the amount of definition that is present right now is literally the same lighting, the same pen, same literally everything, and the difference is just insane. I also did work on my muscle imbalance a little bit, so you can see that my right is somewhat similar with my left now. It's still a little bit of imbalance, but it's still much better than the first day. I also had a feeling that creatine would give me a huge big effect because I don't eat much meat at all. So maybe placebo could be at play here, but if it works, right? And for my incline bench press, I can now do 20 kg, which is also known as 67 hamburgers if that helps. So a 60% increase in strength. I'm not sure is that considered fast or not, but I am progressing a lot faster than my friend, which pretty much does the same workout routine as I am. So in terms of my body metrics on day 100, I now weigh 62.2 kg, 30.7 kg muscle mass and 12.8% body fat. So although I weigh lesser, my strength has increased, my muscle has increased and my body fat has decreased by about 5%. And of course, machine is not going to be accurate. I'm definitely not 12.8% body fat, but still it's definitely showing some progress. I usually track all this every single week and I have been doing it for the past few years already, and this is the first time I ever seen these metrics and I'm pretty happy when I saw it. My friends also said I randomly got a lot bigger and it really felt like an overnight success. But of course, not everything is all sunshine and rainbows. There are some side effects that I saw that creatine could give you at the start which made me not want to take it. For example, hair loss, which luckily I still have my hair. There is also the kidney stone side effect, which is one of the scariest one, which really made me consider to not take it. But it could be prevented by just drinking more water, which I did. So before I started taking creatine, I did try to do as much research as I can, especially about the side effects. But I don't stop only on the science part of it. I also look at some anecdotal evidence from other people. But weirdly, nobody talks about this one side effect that I got, which made me really consider if I should stop taking creatine or not. On about day 90 or so, I went to the dentist to get my teeth clean, and usually they would check the patient's blood pressure, which I'm not really sure why do you check the patient's blood pressure when it's about my teeth. But anyways, when it comes to my turn, the woman checked it for me and immediately looked at me and said, "Your blood pressure is alarmingly high." She told me my blood pressure was 150, which at that time I have no clue is that high or not, which after that I knew that is like hypertension stage 2, which is on the very dangerous side. So I just said, okay, what should I do about it? She then proceeded to ask me if I go to the gym or not. And that boosted my ego a little bit because that means that I look like someone that goes to the gym. Eh? Anyways, I replied yes, and she said it could potentially be the protein that I'm taking. I don't believe that is actually a possibility though, because I have been taking this protein for pretty much my entire life and there wasn't any issue like this before. So the only difference that I could think of that I did recently was me taking creatine. And after doing some research, I noticed a lot of people have the same issue as I do. But weirdly, the science just doesn't back it up at all. So I was really stressed out, to be honest, because I am quite happy with the progress that I'm making. So when I got back home, I rested for a while and then I tested my blood pressure again by myself using the device my father used. And it read as 120, which is the normal range. So just to be safe, I tested it again for a few days and it was normal the whole time. So honestly, maybe that time it was because my hand was slightly elevated or I wasn't relaxed, or it's because I slept for 6 hours the night before. There are a lot of variables that I could think of which caused it to spike up temporarily. Because I never had any sort of symptoms of a high blood pressure person would have, like headache or something like that. But it's just scary because I never got that high of a level before ever in my life. And quite a few people have voiced out similar experiences of their blood pressure increasing after taking creatine. So maybe there is some truth to it, but there is no evidence on creatine increasing blood pressure though, so I honestly have no idea. I am still taking it now because I'm really happy with the progress I'm making, but I'm also testing up my blood pressure ever so often just to be safe. So if you have similar experience like I do, please leave it in the comments so everybody would be able to understand this side effect better. However, no amounts of supplements can beat consistency in the gym. Click on this video where I explain the easiest method I use to gain endless amounts of motivation to start working out. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.